We are back, the On3 Elite Series here in Nashville, Tennessee. We got some of the best players in America, and I'm sitting down next to one of them right now, Vernell Brown III,
Yes,
one of the best wide receivers, not only in the state of Florida, but the entire country. Jones High School, Orlando, Florida. Whew, your recruitment has been on fire. We talk about you all the time on this channel, so I'm glad that you're here sitting with us. You got some important visits coming up. You and I were just talking about your official visit schedule. Tell the people where you're going and who you're going to see in that order.
Kick off with Ohio State. We actually go this Friday. Then next we'll go to Miami, June 11th through the 13th. Then we'll follow up with Florida, June 14th through the 16th. And then we'll finish off with Florida State on the 21st through the 23rd.
Your recruitment sounds really competitive right now, just talking to you before we started.
For sure.
All these teams are pretty much even. But at one time, you were trending heavily to Ohio State on the recruiting prediction machine. People thought that you were on the verge of maybe picking that school. But why did Ohio State gain traction with you, and where do they stand right now?
I mean, I think they gained a whole lot of traction around that time in May, where I was going up there I think I went twice in 2 weeks. So definitely gained a huge amount of traction then, but I think now going into these OVs is kind of an even race.
Yeah, and you got the in-state schools. It's kind of like the 3 in-state schools versus Ohio State here heading down the stretch. Do you think that there's any other teams that could get in your recruitment?
No, I think adding anyone else at this point would just complicate it. But I will say, going into the OVs, there are 2 schools standing out.
Tell me those 2 schools.
I'll leave that up to the recruiting people to decide.
Comment
they know everything.
Below.
So.
Yeah, y'all know everything.
Right.
Comment section below. Who do you think the top 2 teams are for Vernell Brown III? Now, we're going to keep asking you some questions. You grew up in the state of Florida. Your father played for the Florida Gators. Who did you root for growing up?
I mean, I come from a Florida Gator family, so I definitely rooted for the Gators.
All right. So is it more fun to go visit Gainesville on some of these trips?
I mean, I wouldn't say more fun, just because I'm from Gainesville, so I lived there till I was 9.
Okay.
So it's kind of like I know it already, so definitely nice to see some new things.
Yeah. Now, Billy Napier and the staff, they've been recruiting you for a while. What's their pitch to you?
They use a little bit of a different approach than everyone else just because they can with my dad playing there. They use that legacy approach. They've done that a lot recently, just saying how it would mean more for me playing at home, essentially. All
right. Now, you've also visited the Miami Hurricanes a lot. You've been down to Coral Gables a couple times now. Who's your main contact there? And what do you think of the Canes?
Coach Beer's my main contact. Really great guy. He's been on me ever since that one 7-on-7. I think it was June 25th when I picked up the offer. So yeah, he's been on me really hard since Miami. Really great program. Definitely trending in the right direction. And then I think having guys like Coach Dawson as the OC, having experience with guys with similar play styles like myself, in Tavon Austin and Tank Dell, so he's definitely proven.
What's it like going up to Tallahassee and seeing the Seminoles?
I mean, I have a great time every time I go up there. I love Tallahassee, love the program, really good staff. They were on me early, them being my second offer. So, yeah, definitely love it up there.
Is it kind of weird growing up a Gator fan and then being treated so well by the Canes, by the Noles?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. At first it was like, wow, these are the teams that I used to root against. But, I mean, I think it doesn't mean anything when it comes to the process.
Okay. You've kind of grown out of that fandom.
Correct.
When do you want to make a decision?
Definitely at some point in July.
Really?
Mid to late July, for sure.
So you think these will be the final trips you take before your decision?
Absolutely.
Really? Why do you think that you're ready to decide? What have you seen? What have you done that makes you ready?
I mean, when you go to each of these places multiple times, at some point you get to a point where you see everything.
Right.
So you see everything, you know all the ins and outs, and then, I mean, at some point, I don't think you can make a wrong decision. At some point, you just have to pick what's best for you and ride with it.
How does NIL play into your decision?
I mean, I look at it as a cake. So you have the cake, where it's the people in the building, the relationships, the system, and things like that. And then you have the icing that's on the top of the cake. So NIL has no factor on my decision. I look at it as icing on top of the cake, so it's just an extra.
Are all the schools that are involved kind of offering the same thing in NIL? Or if things were different, would it not matter still?
Sorry.
Like if one team was offering you more, does that show that, like, hey, they value me more than the other team?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. Obviously it's a business, and the goal is to maximize it for myself going in, but you know, it wouldn't be like, oh, this school's giving me more, so I'm going to go to this school. But in reality, I would feel more comfortable at the other school.
Right. So if NIL's the icing on the cake, kind of what's the foundation of your cake made of? What's the most important things to you?
Relationships. I'm a big relationships guy. Want to play for people you know, people you trust. I would say the system, the program. You know, you want to go somewhere that put you in the best position to have success. The educational piece. I think most people overlook that, but education is really important to me, and I really would like to get my degree. And then I would say the last part is just, you know, the location and where I feel the most comfortable, where my family feels the most comfortable with me. So.
Okay. This wide receiver class in 2025, I think we're going to look back and study this group. You guys, Jamie French, DeCorian Moore, Khaleke Lockett. How much do you follow what the other wide receivers are doing, where they're going?
I mean, I look at it, you hear about it. Obviously, you know, playing with guys like Jamie, you hear about where they're going, things like that. I mean, definitely look at it, but it doesn't have any bearing on my process.
Would you like to be on the same team as some of these guys?
I mean, in a utopian world, absolutely.
Right. But you're not going out of your way.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. I got you. All right. So you got your decision coming up. How big of a presence do you want to be on that commit list? Are you one of those guys that's going to, when you're committed, going to recruit other guys to the school that you're committed to?
Absolutely. You know, you want to surround yourself with the best people. You want to play with people you know. Go in with a really good class, because ultimately you guys are the ones that'll be there. So, yeah.
Are any of these quarterbacks here talking to you?
Yeah, definitely. Trammell, for sure. Trammell, Tavian.
Yeah, Trammell committed to Florida State. Tavian St. Clair committed to Ohio State. Two of the teams that are involved.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to Luke in a while, but he's been talking to me as well. Correct. And then Lagway with Florida.
Yeah, you got all these quarterbacks, man.
Right.
Is it gonna be a tough decision? Ultimately?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you got to tell some people no. Is that hard?
Not really, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they understand the game, obviously.
Correct.
And hey, he's one of the best. So Vernell Brown III, appreciate you being here. Hey, you guys, he's got a top 2. He ain't letting us know who it is, but you guys can guess it. Comment section below. Who do you think is in it? Who's in the top 2 for Vernell Brown III?
Hey, who will it be?
Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.